LCISD Science, Grade 8, Unit 7, ACC Accelerated, Forces That Change the Earth, 2016-2017. Number 1. Which of these landforms would most likely be found at a divergent boundary? A. Fault line, B. Mid-ocean ridge, C. Volcanic island, D. Mountain. Number 2. Which scientist is credited for first proposing continental drift theory? F. Albert Einstein, G. Alfred Wegener, H. Abraham Ortelius, J. Harry Hess. Number 3. Which two continents did Alfred Wegener think look like they fit together like puzzle pieces? A. North America and South America, B. Europe and Africa, C. North America and Europe, D. South America and Africa. Number 4. Which of these landforms is most likely to be found at a convergent boundary? F. Fault line, G. Mid-ocean ridge, H. Mountain, J. Rift Valley. Number 5. In an area known as the Ring of Fire, volcanic island chains have formed in the Pacific Ocean. What most likely caused this to happen? A. Convergent plate boundary, B. Divergent plate boundary, C. Transform plate boundary, D. Mantle hotspot. 6. Scientists believe that convection currents within the blank are responsible for the movement of the plates that form the Earth's crust. F. Asthenosphere, G. Lithosphere, H. Inner core, J. Outer core. Number 7. The most likely formed crust of the Earth. The most recently formed crust of the Earth would be found: A. Where plates moving sideways pass each other, B. Where one plate is going under another plate, C. Where two plates are pushing directly towards each other, D. Where two plates are moving away from each other in opposite directions. Number 8. Using the piece of topographic map below, in which direction would you expect a delta to be formed? We'll move on down. We're looking for the delta. F to the left, G to the right, H to the top, J to the bottom. Number 9. If the river in the topographic map illustrated in the previous question cut a deeper canyon over time, what would the topographic map of the area look like? A, B, C, or D? Number 10. Use the topographic map below to predict how the landform may be reshaped by weathering. Answer choices. F. Weathering could reshape the top of the landform to increase elevation. G. Weathering could reshape the top of the landform to decrease elevation. H. Weathering could reshape the right side of the landform to create a cave. And J. Weathering could reshape the landform to create a canyon. 11. Alfred Wegener noted that fossils from a particular type of reptile were found on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Which of the following would be the best explanation of how this occurred? A. They swam across the ocean. B. The Atlantic Ocean did not exist in earlier times. C. They walked across a giant land bridge that is weathered away. D. They walked across an ice bridge located near the equator. Use the following model for the next 4 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, and D. Question 12. Where would the youngest ocean floor be found? Number 13. Which area on the terrain above would show an area with a convergent plate boundary? 14. Which area on the terrain above would show an area with a divergent plate boundary? Number 15, where would the ocean floor be the oldest? Number 16, the model below shows two continental plates. You have folded mountains. Pressure, pressure. This is a continent and this is a continent. The folded mountains in this model form at which type of plate boundary? F, transform boundary, G, divergent boundary, H, subduction boundary, J, convergent boundary. 17. The satellite photograph below shows a large meteorite crater that is 1,200 meters in diameter and 170 meters deep. This crater is located in a flat, arid part of northeastern Arizona. Arid means it doesn't get a lot of rain. Questions. How will this crater most likely change over time? A, it will get deeper as it fills with water. B, it will rise up like a volcanic crater. C, it will become less deep as the rim erodes. D, it will widen as it fills with lava. 18. The thick black lines on the map below show the locations of mid-ocean ridges. Mid-ocean ridges. The question. Which geologic feature is most likely to form at a mid-ocean ridge? F, peninsula, G, volcano, H, delta, J, plateau. 19. A section of a topographic map is shown below. Contour interval is 20 meters. What is the difference in elevation in meters between point X and point Y on the map? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. The satellite image below shows a ship channel between South Padre Island and Boca Chica Beach in South Texas. Here's the ship channel, and here's the beach. Sand is sometimes removed from the ship channel through a process called dredging to make it easier for ships to travel through. Recently, sand from the bottom of the channel was moved to area beaches. Without this transfer of sand, what would most likely occur in this area in the future? And the questions. F, the ship channel would become deeper and the island would move west towards the mainland. G, the ship channel would become shallower and the beach would become narrower. H, the ship channel would become narrower and the island would become completely covered with water. J, the ship channel would become wider and the island would sink into the Gulf of Mexico. 21. The points labeled W and Y on the topographic map below show the campsites of two families. Each family hiked to the elevation on the map marked with an X. The arrows show the paths taken by both families. The contour intervals 20 meters. What is the change in elevation to the nearest 10 meters for the family that took the steepest path to point X? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. 22. The Himalayan mountains are shown on the map below. Here's the Himalayan mountains: China, India, the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea. Four students were asked to identify the geologic process that caused this mountain range to form. Their responses are shown below. Students 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. Two continental plates converging. 2. An earthquake in a subduction zone. 3. A tectonic plate moving over a hot spot. 4. Movement at a transform fault boundary. Which student correctly identified the geological process that formed the Himalayan mountains? F, student 1, G, student 2, H, student 3, J, student 4. 23. The image shows a plate boundary. Arrows have been added to indicate the movement of the plates. What plate boundary feature is also shown? A ridge formed by an inactive convergent boundary. B, a valley forming at an active divergent boundary. C, a fault forming at an active transform boundary. D, a volcano formed by an active transform boundary. 24. The satellite photo below shows San Francisco, California, which has many miles of coastline and an inland bay. This is the inland bay, Pacific Ocean here. Which area of the coastline has most likely experienced the greatest effect of erosion from waves over hundreds of years? Area N, Area P, Area S, Area T. 25. The map below shows the locations of 4 active volcanoes in the Caribbean Sea. Volcanoes in the Caribbean. Central America, South America. Here's the different volcanoes. What do these volcanoes indicate about plate tectonics in the region? A, the volcanoes form an island arc indicating a converging plate boundary. B, the volcanoes form a line indicating a divergent plate boundary. C, 2 plates are moving past each other causing faulting and magma formation. D, 2 plates are moving apart creating new seafloor. 26. A student stands at the point marked X on the topographic map below. Topographic map. What height in meters must the students climb in order to reach the top of the hill? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on your answer document. Be sure to use the correct place value. Use the following scenario for the next 3 questions. The following is a model of how a volcano is formed in the ocean. Clay is used to represent lava coming out of the ground. The clay is pushed through a hole in the bottom of the fish tank. The following forms. You can see how the clay comes through the bottom and slowly forms an island that is above the water. Afterwards, fishing line is used to cut off pieces of the island to show how the volcano will weather. (27) Which of the following series of topographic maps represents the formation and weathering of a volcano in the clay model? 28. What are 2 advantages of this model? 29. What are 2 limitations of this model?